Welcome back to Afternoon Live. Dogs are such loving companions in most homes, but it's also important to remember that dogs are also animals who act on instinct. And this week is Dog Bite Prevention Week. Joining us now with some important tips to keep your family safe, we welcome back veterinarian Dr. Cherice Roth. Great to see you.
Hi, Anna.
Dog Bite Prevention Week.
Yes, this is great, right?
It happens.
Most dog bites are preventable.
Okay, and there are things that we need to look for and be responsible as the humans involved.
Absolutely. Yeah, so some of these things are truly just giving the dog some space.
Right.
You know, and allowing them to show you, using their body language, if they are comfortable. And if they are not, maybe that's not a dog that you pet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of the signs, dogs tell us with their bodies what they're feeling, and sometimes we misinterpret.
Yes, and truthfully, there are dogs that maybe give the wrong signals as well. So like tail wagging, for example. A lot of people think, oh, that dog is wagging its tail, but that also can be a sign that the dog is nervous.
Right.
And so it has to be the right type of tail wag.
Okay.
But other things that you can be looking for are what we call whale eyes. So if their eyes are really big and you can see the whites around their eyes, that's a really great sign that they are nervous and that they are anxious. Another is licking their lips. Yeah, and so those are the silent stages right before you get to the growling. If some dogs
that's
just don't
a pretty
growl.
good sign.
That's a great sign.
Yeah.
And so I always shudder when I see like little kids on videos on TikTok and those sorts of things where the dog is giving all the right signs and it's being ignored. Right?
Sure.
So that is always something really hard to watch, and it makes me nervous.
Which leads us to, when you are the parent, you have to supervise the kids and educate them that not every dog is going to be a friendly dog, and you always have to ask for permission.
Yeah, definitely that. And truly, we talk about my dogs all the time. We have very clear rules in my house. My dogs are great and they're wonderful with people, most of the time other animals too.
Yeah.
But that dog still deserves respect, even if it is a nice dog.
Right.
So we don't touch our dogs while they're asleep. We call their name, we wake them up. We don't mess with them while they're eating, because you just don't know.
Eating is a big one.
Yeah, we don't want them to feel like they have to be on guard, and you don't want the wrong response. And so even in your household, having children really respect the safety and the space around that pet is really important to prevent dog bites.
Okay, how do we approach dogs appropriately? You're out and walking in a neighborhood, you see a dog that seems friendly, the owner says, okay, you can pet. How do you do that correctly?
Yeah, so first there's a few things that you can be looking at. The color of the leash. Okay. We are now working as an industry red, yellow, green. So red means this dog is not friendly, please do not touch it, red leash. Yellow is approach with caution, and green is, oh my gosh, he's so friendly, come right up.
Awesome.
But when you're doing that, watching the language of the dog, if they are backing up while you're moving forward, abort, stop, right?
Yeah.
But as you're approaching, putting your hand flat, either way is just fine, allowing them to sniff you and figure out whether or not it's something that they want more of. Usually if they do, they're gonna lean into you or hit your head with their hand, their head with your hand. Yeah.
One of those.
One of those things.
Yeah.
But they're going to show you signs that interaction is okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And like you said before, just respect their space overall. Don't just go up willy-nilly out of the blue in any situation.
Yeah, and even if it is a dog that seems friendly, if you come running up to it, it's going to trigger some kind of instinct, and we don't want that to be a bite.
Exactly. Yes. So what if you find yourself in a bad situation where things go wrong and you do end up with a bite, either you or your kiddo or somebody in your family? What's the first steps? The
first steps are cleaning the wound.
Okay.
I am all about animals, but I am pro people, right? People come first. So you're going to want to clean that wound really well and apply an antiseptic.
Okay.
If you can do it at the same time or have somebody that's with you, get that animal's information.
Yes.
If it's possible at all. Get whether or not they're vaccinated for rabies, because that's going to be one of the things that dogs with rabies are actually triggered to bite to continue to spread that virus. And so we want to know whether or not that animal is vaccinated against rabies. The next thing you must do is get medical attention. Even if it doesn't seem that bad, dog mouths are nasty, Hannah. Like really nasty. Like we don't give it enough credit. They're really gross. And so things like all sorts of nasty bacterial or fungal infections can come later, and so you really want to be sure that you get that wound addressed right away, even if it seems like it's small.
And then you need to report the bite if you can?
Typically, if you do seek medical, they are going to report the bite as well. But yes, you should report the bite, because it could be that this is a frequent flyer, and maybe this critter is biting a lot of people, and then he's a danger to humans.
So don't feel guilty if you're in that situation, because you could be helping somebody else.
That's right. You could be helping somebody else, and truthfully, you could be helping that dog too, because it means it's not in the right situations. And help to educate, if it is an owned animal, help to educate them better on what situations their pets should or should not be in.
Okay, and then back to the wound, keep an eye out for signs of infection.
Yeah, so you're going to want to watch for swelling. I mean, it's going to swell a little bit, but if it seems like, oh wow, that's gotten really big, that could be a sign that bacteria has gotten under your skin and is now kind of creating an abscess or a really nasty infection. And so you really want to watch for swelling, bad smells, weird liquids coming out of it. Those are all things to let you know you should go back to the medical facility you went to.
And taking photos can help with your own documentation, and then whoever's taking care of you and needs to know about the dog bite as well.
Yeah, it also helps you to watch the progression. You know, sometimes, especially in really emotional situations, like getting bit by a dog is really scary. It helps you to document the progress of the wound, document how it's swelling, but also it gives you something to look back on to know that you're getting better too.
Yeah, okay. And then encourage that we all need to train our dogs so that our pups don't end up in a bad situation like this as well.
Right situation, right time, right people, right? And those are the key things, and making sure that you train them and get them as much socialization as you possibly can.
Okay. Thank you so much. It was great to see you.
You too.
We'll have more information on our website at katu.com, and we'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.